What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the 3829 podcast, man. If you do not know, I am your host, Trey. Now, before we jump into it, make sure to hit that like, that comment, and that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump into the video. As I record this, it is 11:02 p.m. Central Standard Time on December 5th. But it is a sad day in the NBA world. LeBron James has officially ended his double-digit scoring record. It happened last night versus Toronto. So today we not only gonna be covering that, but we're gonna be covering LeBron James season as a whole. If the Lakers should be worried, and if we as LeBron James fans, not necessarily saying I'm a fan, but he is one of the greatest of all time. Some people say that he is the greatest of all time. So it is honestly it's kind of sad to see one of the greats kind of had his fall from grace. But we're going to be covering this season as a whole, and we will obviously be talking about what led to him no longer being able to continue the streak. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. To start off the season, LeBron James did miss 14 games due to the sciatica injury. He was eventually assigned to the G League to help him recover. He did not play a single game in the G League because that's basically prison ball down there. Them boys is down there fighting for every dollar they can get. But so far in this season, he's averaging 14 and 4.3 rebounds. I did not bring up his assists because they have not dropped off, but both the 14 points and the 4.3 rebounds are both career lows for him so far in this season. Now, he's also not shooting the ball very great. He's actually shooting it very bad. He's shooting 26% from three and 55% from the free throw line. Now, one other notable thing is that LeBron James has also only scored 20 points once in his 6 appearances this season. Now, obviously, we know that he has scored less than double digits once, as I mentioned earlier in this video, but he's only scored 20 points once. So it's definitely looking like LeBron is having a fall from grace. Now, I want to talk about Monday, the Phoenix game, where he was able to still continue his streak, but he was not able to easily do it. Luka left the game at the end of the third quarter. LeBron was still in the game at the end of the third quarter. They were down by 19 at the time, and the Lakers, with Luka leaving the game and no longer not coming back in, the Lakers were no longer competing for a chance to win. And by the time that LeBron James takes his first shot, the Lakers deficit is already extended down to 23 points. So LeBron ends up, once they hit that point, LeBron takes a shot, gets fouled, shoots 2 free throws. Then he ends up taking the next 2 shots, missing 2 of those. He makes one of those, allowing him to finally reach his 10 points. And at that point, Bronny is subbed into the game with about 6 minutes left to go. So not only did LeBron James struggle against Phoenix to put up that 10 points, he also was taking minutes literally away from his own son. Now, another big moment that happened in that, or a moment that people are making big, is that during the game, there was a moment where JJ Redick is trying to communicate with LeBron James while he's on the floor, and LeBron James is more focused on communicating with the Suns bench and the opposing team's players than he is with his own coach. Those were definitely worrying signs for LeBron in that game. Now, that's not the only bad thing that happened in that game. That Phoenix game was really not the greatest game for LeBron. He did end up shooting 3 for 10 that game, if you were wondering what his splits look like and how many shots it ended up taking him to get that 10 points. But he didn't have a single steal, block, or rebound in that game. That is the first time in his career that has happened, and that is only the 6th time in his career that he ended a game without a single rebound. That's big. And in that game, he only had 3 assists. So while he has been able to still affect the game in a positive way with his passing, in that game he was unable to. Now, I want to spend a second to talk about Thursday or yesterday against Toronto. He ended the game and with only 8 points, ending his 1,297 game regular season streak of scoring double-digit points. That's big. That's big. He surpassed Michael Jordan's record over 400 games ago. He was in a genuinely a league of his own when it came to this record, and he no longer extended it. The record spanned 19 seasons starting January 6, 2007. Think about that. How many of y'all watching the pod right now were even born? How old were you in 2007? Think about that. Think about how long that streak lasted. It's crazy. He had surpassed Michael Jordan by more than 5 seasons worth of games. More than 5 seasons. Think about that. For what most people call the GOAT, LeBron's record spanned more than 5 seasons worth than Michael Jordan's record had been at. Now, LeBron ended the game with 8 points, 6 rebounds, and 11 assists. He shot 4 for 17 from the field goal, and he shot 0 for 5 from 3. Now, one thing that is big in this game that did not happen in the Phoenix Suns game is, in this game, LeBron decided to choose team success over personal greatness. He got the game-winning assist. And what's so significant about that is the game was tied. It wasn't if LeBron were to take the shot, they would lose. It was if LeBron were to take the shot, he's the hero. And if he misses it, then guess what? They go to overtime and he has more time to try to extend his record. But he didn't do that. He chose to pass it off to Rui Hachimura and win the game for the Lakers. He decided to make a game-winning play versus make a career-winning play. I don't know how else I could phrase. Sorry, y'all. I don't know how else I could phrase that, or better put it. But instead of, like basically like I said, instead of personal greatness, he chose team success, and that's very huge, especially for LeBron James on this Laker team currently, because coming into the season when he didn't decline that player option and sign for less, people were saying that LeBron James was being selfish. I mean, the narrative around LeBron has pretty much always been that he's been selfish. He's always cared about personal accolades over team success. La GM. La GM is not for the team. La GM is for let's win now because I'm here. It's not about what can this team be in 5 years. Realistically, how many times has LeBron James stayed on a team for 5 years? Get what I'm saying? So the fact that he was willing to break his streak, so the Lakers, when the Lakers aren't even really being led by LeBron right now. Like I said, he's only averaging 14 points. This is Luka's team right now. And he chose to help Luka succeed and the Lakers succeed over LeBron continuing to be great and LeBron continuing to be the face of the league. Because I guarantee you, if LeBron would have took the shot and made it, it would be everywhere. LeBron would be everywhere right now. 40 plus, still hitting game winners. It would be everywhere. But he chose to pass up on that opportunity and try to guarantee the Lakers a win. Now, like I said, he went 4 for 17. Did he have a perfect game? No. But he did choose team success when it mattered most. So, it was announced before the game that LeBron was going to sit out due to some left foot joint arthritis. And obviously in his left foot. I was about to say in his left foot, but obviously it's in his left foot. Now, this is something that in the average person, usually we start to see from ages 45 to 60. The causes are natural aging, long-term repetitive stress, and old injuries reoccurring or, just adding up. Now, how it fits LeBron? Well, it fits LeBron perfectly because he spent 2 years playing NBA level basketball. I mean, not 2 years, 2 decades playing NBA level basketball. He has had long-term repetitive stress because he's constantly jumping, constant lateral movement, constantly cutting, constantly all of that adds on to the stress. He's played over 1,700 NBA games, including the playoffs, and that he's always been under extreme minutes loads. You get what I'm saying? Even this season, even though he's only played 6 games so far, he's played 30 minutes in each of those games. Now, the old injuries, LeBron does tend to, at the end of the year, have minor foot and ankle soreness, and that could, have added up and caused this left foot joint arthritis. Now, is this necessarily a career-ending injury for LeBron? No. Kobe Bryant had it, Dwayne Wade had it, and they both continued to play for 5 seasons in both of their careers after being diagnosed. Kevin Durant has been playing with arthritis for 10 plus years. So is Joel Embiid. You get what I'm saying? And Joel Embiid has earned an MVP during that time. So it's not necessarily a career-ending injury, but it definitely does show signs of age for LeBron. It does look like Father Time is catching up. Now, what does everything I've said in this video even mean? Does it mean that LeBron's washed up? Does it mean that the Lakers need to get rid of him? Does it mean that LeBron is going to retire this season? Honestly, it could mean that, Father Time has genuinely finally caught up to LeBron James, and he may be calling it quits at the end of this season, if not next season. A lot of critics are saying that it's highly doubtful that LeBron calls it quits this season just because he didn't announce it at the beginning of the year. And a player like LeBron deserves a full season of farewell tour. But you got to also remember, LeBron missed 14 games of the year. He would have missed those 14 games regardless. So would it really be out of the realm of possibility for LeBron to decide, you know what, I think it's time to call it quits? The worst case scenario, I feel like, would be for one of our top 3 players of all time, because Kobe's personally my GOAT, but one of our top 3 players of all time to go out without a farewell tour. And I think it's a possibility. If the Lakers win a championship this year, I think LeBron possibly could just end up going out on a high note without letting anybody know or without any prior advance. You get what I'm saying? But genuinely, what does it mean? Well, the Lakers are currently sitting number 2 in the West. I didn't check if they won tonight, but at the time of doing my research, they were sitting at 15-6. That is, or I'm pretty sure they lost, because I did tune into the game and they were down pretty bad. But let's just still say that they're 15-6. They were sitting second in the West. LeBron did end up sitting out tonight, but Luka's averaging 35, 9, and 9. Austin Reeves stepped up. I don't think that they genuinely have anything to worry about. And there's plenty of time left in the season for LeBron to turn it around if, he really hasn't been defeated by Father Time. Now, has LeBron been playing terrible by any means? No. He has not been shooting the ball the best, but realistically, the numbers that he's putting up is numbers that all of us wish that we could put up in the NBA watching this video. You get what I'm saying? That's better than most people actually end up putting up in the NBA. You get what I'm saying? So for LeBron to still be able to do this and produce at this level at 40 years old, still be on the court at 40 years old to make a game-winning assist, still just impacting the game in the way that he does, because regardless, if LeBron James is on the court, I don't care if he's shooting 0% for the season, he ain't got a single point, you're going to guard LeBron. You're going to focus on LeBron because he's on the court. I don't care if he's 45 years old. You're going to focus on LeBron because he's on the court. And it's just as simple as that. So I don't think that the Lakers have anything to worry about. And honestly, I don't think us as fans have anything to worry about. There's plenty of time for the season to turn around. Now, do I think that LeBron still has the ability to average 20 this season? I won't say that he doesn't. I feel like it's just up to his personal will. If he doesn't want to average 20 and he wants to become a pass first player, what's wrong with it? If he's helping the Lakers win, what's wrong with it? Yeah, he may not be great in the way that we've known him to be in the past, but it's time to pass the torch. It's Luka's team now. And the Lakers have shown that they don't necessarily need LeBron to be the number 1 for him to win. Like I said, LeBron has only scored 20 points in 1 game this season. But in the games he's played, they've also only lost 1 game in this season. And it wasn't the one that he didn't score double digits. Think about that. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get to the outro. All right, y'all, that's going to wrap it up for this one. If y'all enjoyed it, make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. And be sure to throw down in the comments, how much longer do y'all think LeBron's going to be able to play? Y'all think he's going to be able to play with Bryce? Y'all think he got 5 more years in him? 10? Throw it down in the comments. I'll be sure to check it out. See y'all next time.